Hello, everybody. This is Alia Jamal, the love coach, and I am coming live here for another love circle. And today we are talking about healing self-abuse. Now, this is a very sticky topic. When it comes to abuse, usually we think other people abuse us. But in my own personal journey, and many people that I have worked with, I was able to see that it's not that other people abuse us, we abuse ourselves, and that energy attracts abuse from outside of us. And I know when we are going through the difficult part of being in the midst of the whole mess, this could be a very challenging concept to take in, to grasp, because a part of you might want to get angry and lash out and say, how's that possible? And that's all okay. Whatever you feel, that's all okay. But the truth is, the way this universe is created, whatever I am inside of me, that is what I'm going to attract. We are the cause of whatever we are experiencing. So after we have our own tantrum, meltdown, getting angry, and when we get really ready to transform our life, to create a different timeline, to hop onto a different timeline, to create a different reality for us, we have to start within. We cannot really change other people, but we can change ourselves. So today we are going to talk about what are the areas that we can change within ourselves so we stop abusing ourselves and then just look for the progress. If you still find somebody saying stuff to you that is unkind or however it's going, if it's happening every single day, that means you're still doing it inside of you and you're just not aware of it. So we get to go deeper and we get to shift our own consciousness to create a change in our own life, in our physical reality. So I'm still recovering from the cough. Hopefully by next Thursday, I will be over it. That is the intention I'm putting out. So there are three ways we could be abusing ourselves. One is physical, the other one is emotional, and the third one is spiritual. And most of the time when we are involved in self-abuse, we are doing all three. Because abuse comes from a place where we are disconnected from our core. We are disconnected from our heart. We are disconnected from our soul. We are looking for safety outside of us. So we keep reaching out, and that creates even more strain, energetical strain within us. So what could be the example of physical abuse? I'm just going to go through them in order. We're going to talk about what's happening right now, why it's happening, and what could be the solution. So in terms of physical abuse, when we don't rest enough, because we're so disconnected from our body that we can't even tell, oh, my body actually needs rest now. When we are not eating what we are supposed to eat, what our body's needs are. And I have been through that. Like 2 years ago, I was eating like a 7-year-old. So I had to learn, okay, I understand you don't feel like cooking right now, but it needs to shift. It came from that deep place of unconditional self-love. When we don't drink enough water, that is physical abuse, and your body keeps score. When you're starving yourself, when you're putting greasy food in your body that your body's telling you it's not good for me, please don't do it, but you keep doing it because you're so disconnected from your body, you don't even feel your body. That is when that becomes physical abuse. Now you're abusing yourself. So you will attract someone who would demand things from you that would validate the physical abuse that you're doing. That person might say, hey, I am more important. Give me food first. Who cares about you? Just talking about an extreme example. But we have to first stand up and say, I need to take care of this body. So just to add a little emphasis, once my mentor put it that way, I kind of woke up. And this year I became a little bit more serious about this physical thing than I was ever before. And that in itself has created wonderful shifts in my life. So the concept is your soul can stay in this physical form only if there's a body. And when a soul gets a body, when a soul gets a chance to come have this physical experience, that's an honor. Nobody's punishing you by sending you to this world. This is like, you get to go to the theme park. While all the kids are sitting home, you just won the lottery, you get to go to the theme park. And theme park being this beautiful world that we live in. But if you don't take care of the vessel, your soul cannot stay here. Or even if you stay here, you'll be stuck in bed. You won't be able to enjoy the life that we have. So taking care of our body is very important. But when we have, especially when we have experienced physical abuse in childhood, the only way we keep going is by disconnecting from our body. We don't pay attention to our physical cues. We don't pay attention to what's happening. We just keep going. We're busy. It could be physical abuse, somebody beating you up, or it could be sexual abuse. There is a disassociation from the body and its senses and the messages that it has. So if that is something you have experienced, it would be very easy for you to physically neglect yourself, abuse yourself, demand from yourself things that you won't demand from your own child. So now the framework that we are going to use to create a shift is look at yourself as a 5-year-old kid. What would you demand from that child? Have the same physical demands from yourself in terms of what you're eating, in terms of how much rest you're getting. It's completely normal to sleep 8 hours and create a lifestyle. You can sleep 8 hours. It's very normal. You can do that. Even if right now it looks impossible, you have to make an intention. You have to make a commitment to yourself. So what can we do to heal the self-abuse now? I think I have beaten around the fact that most of us, pretty much all of us, we abuse ourselves physically, and me included. That is a pattern I have been working on breaking. Even if one day I'll be really good, it will come back next day. I'll forget to make breakfast for myself. And then there will be something else, then there will be something else. So it's something that we remember every single day. So one thing that I'm going to teach you, because what it does, it creates a connection between you and your body. If there's no connection between you and your body, you can keep going to gym all that you want. You can keep hiring all kind of trainers, dietitians. You're not really going to connect with your body, and your body, the wisdom it has, I cannot give it to you. No one else can give it to you, but you can have access to it. I always talk to my body now. My body told me last year, I used to love hot yoga. It was love of my week. Absolutely looked forward going there. But last year in October or November, my body said stop doing hot yoga. I started getting headache. 2 times in a row when I got a headache, and I was drinking plenty of water, I was doing all the right things that I was supposed to. I sat with my body, I checked in with my body, and my body said stop doing it. So I stopped till I will figure it out. And this summer, I saw an Ayurvedic practitioner, and I told her that story, and she said, for the constitution that you are, you actually cannot do hot yoga until this is balanced. So she said it will take 1.5 years if you follow what I'm telling you to balance. But in that moment, she also said, it's good that you listen to your body because you would have developed some kind of skin problem if you didn't. So just pay attention to that, like how beautiful it is. Our organs are communicating with us. They are telling us whatever we need to know all the time. But we are so disconnected and tuned out and tuned into things outside of us that we don't even hear that wisdom. So I'm going to take you through like a 2-minute practice that you can do anytime, as many times as you want throughout the day to build a connection with your body consciousness, with your organs. Yes, there is a level of our body consciousness where I take my clients beyond that. We are not talking about that right now. We are talking about let's connect with your body. And once that connection become wonderful and amazing and you just want to expand more, then I show my clients a way where we go beyond the body consciousness. But that's not what we are talking about in this one. So I invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, just relax. Imagine there's a ball of light on top of your head, and the light is entering into your brain, and it is lighting up your brain. Now you can stay here for as long as you want, see your brain lit up. Ask your brain, is there anything you would like to tell me? And then you can just say, thank you, I love you. Moving on to the mouth. See the whole mouth lit up, all the teeth, your tongue, the cheeks, the palate, everything is lighting up. And again, you can ask, is there anything you would like to tell me? Now, as I'm doing it because I do this practice a lot, my body's talking to me. Now move to your throat and ask your throat, is there anything you would like to tell me? And see it lit up. And I'm going to move to our shoulder and see your shoulders all lit up. And ask your shoulder, is there something you would like to tell me? Let the light go to both of your arms, all the way to your hands. And ask it, is there anything you would like to tell me? And now come into your lungs. See your lung lit up. Maybe they are blinking. One is lighting, now the other one is lighting, back and forth, right and left. And now ask your lungs, is there something you would like to tell me? My lungs are saying do more deep breathing because this week I haven't done much. Now go to your heart. See your heart lit up with this light. Now ask your heart, is there something you would like to tell me? Now go to your stomach. Oh, my stomach is happy after a long time. Let your whole stomach lit up. Now ask your stomach, is there something you would like to tell me? Do the same with your whole GI tract. Let the whole system lit up, your pancreas, your liver, that small intestine, large intestine, all of it. Colon. Then just ask, is there something you would like to tell me? See your kidneys lit up. Kidneys is where we hold fear. And if you feel very anxious, you're afraid all the time, these are the parts where you need to bring more light. So ask your kidney, is there something you would like to tell me? And now come into your pelvic area. If you're a man or a woman, you can go to your own perspective, reproductive organs. See your ovaries lit up, your uterus, your vagina, See it all lit up and ask it, is there something you would like to tell me? And now let your legs lit up. This light is moving through your legs, going all the way till your feet. Just ask it, is there something you would like to tell me? My legs would like to stretch more. Now just take a deep breath and open your eyes. So this is a very good exercise to build a connection with your body. You can do it the last thing you go to bed. That is a really good time to do it. You can also do it in the morning. I personally prefer to do it as the last thing before I go to sleep, because then my body can tell me how I have treated it all day long and what are the parts I didn't treat right. So right now my stomach is happy, but my lungs and my legs are saying, "Hey, we need more attention." And my mouth and my throat were giving me messages too. This is not rocket science. It's just quieting your mind enough to start listening. So it does require sitting with yourself. So as you go through this exercise, what are the messages that are coming up you need to do differently to nurture yourself physically? Do you need to stretch? Do you need to exercise? Do you need to drink more water? Do you need to change the way you eat? Do you need to eat home food instead of eating out outside? And when you will make the decision and you would actually take the action to do it, that's when you heal the self-abuse. Every time you cook for yourself, you sit down, you enjoy that meal, you are peeling off another layer of abuse. And this is not going to happen in one night. This is a lifestyle shift that you're creating. So moving on to emotional. So in terms of emotional, we get, as women, we get so much instructions and conditioning, how everybody else is more important than you. Always help other people, put yourself last, other people are more important, yada, yada, yada. That is how you'll be a good girl. That is what will make you wonderful. But in all that we are taught, that whole conditioning we are taught, there is one big piece is missing. You can never give to someone else if you are empty. You can never give someone love if you are empty within you. We think we love someone. If you don't love yourself fully, you're just kidding yourself that you love someone. That's not love. That's just an emotion. That's just, you're tapping into compassion for humanity, for things. You're just a person who's not like, plotting against people. But that's not what love is. Love is a way of being, it's an expansion. And when you are fully in love, you are first in love with yourself. And if you are abusing yourself, you're not there, my friend. And we cannot grow if we are not honest. So this conversation is all about honesty. And I truly understand how hard it is to be honest with ourselves. I struggle with it till this day too. Just this morning, I caught myself with a thought, which I'll be sharing with you guys. And it was just like, okay, now I know it exists in my psychology. Moment of being honest with ourselves. So the ways we abuse ourselves emotionally, when we keep giving, when we please other people, when we try to think about other people only, and we are not thinking about ourselves. Yes, there has to be a balance where I am concerned about me and I'm also concerned about you. But if at some point it becomes just about you and only 1% about me, that is where imbalance comes. And wherever there would be imbalance, there would be abuse going on. Because what abuse is, it's imbalance. It's demanding more than. it's not being just in a setting, in a surrounding, or whatever it is, somebody violating somebody else's rights. You violate your rights when you put other people above you. And I don't care if you say that, oh, yeah, I am a mom, I am this, I am this. You are still the most important person. You're still the most important person in your life. Your kids are not going to have a healthy mom if you don't change the way you treat yourself. And that is what I am more concerned about for myself and for you. Whatever I share with you guys, I share that with myself too. I live these teachings to the best of my ability before I get to share it. So whenever you are going out of your way to please someone else, but you don't go out of your way to please yourself, that is emotional abuse. When you prioritize other people, when you want validation from other people, you don't give it to yourself. When you're seeking love from other people, you don't give it to yourself. That's emotional abuse. So the thought that I caught this morning, I was thinking about someone and I was just thinking about, there was like a conversation going on in my mind. And it was more like if that person would like me. Like the whole conversation was going in that direction. And I paused and I said, but did we think about if I would like that person? And there was silence, which mean I haven't. Like, whatever the conversation is going on, I'm just the observer. I'm just observing my own psychology. I'm observing my own thought pattern, what's happening. So now I found a hole. Now I can actually work on it. So the framework that we use to shift the emotional abuse that goes on, where we are just giving and giving and giving, and we are giving out of guilt, that is not a balanced energy. We are an energetical being. We also have a vessel, this body. We have to keep a balance, energetical balance for our peak performance, you can say, or our optimum well-being, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever you talk about. So whenever I want to give to someone, I want to give it from overflow. That is ideal. That means I need to give to myself so much, so much, so much all day long, that when I am sharing with someone, it's coming from a place of overflow. So the framework that we are going to use for us healing the emotional abuse in our own life. And you don't have to go and tell everybody, you don't have to put it as your Facebook status that from today on, I'm cutting off all the people. And, usually around this time, some people like to make that declaration. That in itself is emotional self-abuse. Can you work on being the most important person in your life? This is a very simple sentence to say, but when you would start working on this level of consciousness, am I the most important person in my life? And we are not saying from a narcissistic point of view, you don't care what someone else think, you don't care what someone else feel, you only focus on yourself. I'm not talking about from that place. Can you, when you wake up in the morning, can you think of how am I treating myself today? Before you think how I'm going to treat my family today. We're talking about that. When you want to make a plan, a commitment, and you're thinking about how everybody's going to feel about it, take a moment. Can you ask yourself first, how do I feel about it? And then think about other people. When you are thinking about relationship, friendships, can you first think about, do I like this person? Before you start thinking about if this person likes you. When you are letting other people take away your power, can you remind yourself in that moment, no matter what happened, I'll be okay? That is what it means to be the most important person in your life. And my friends, when you will do this work, when you will shift this energy within you, you are going to show up with so much light that other people are going to enjoy being around you. They will start asking, what is it that you're doing? Because you- you're going to start becoming magnetic. Because when your cup is full, it's overflowing. You give off the energy of abundance. Every soul, every human, every being in this universe is attracted to abundance. Our nature is abundance. We just got programmed and fell into this illusion that there is lack. Our nature is abundance. When I try to please someone else, that is lack mindset. That is a lack energy. When I say it's completely fine, you can be whoever you need to be, I can be whoever I need to be, and we can part ways, that's abundance. That means there's no lack in this universe. You're complete just the way you are. That person is complete just the way they are. They don't need to change for you, and you don't need to change for anyone else. That is where you start to heal emotional self-abuse. So now let's talk about the last one, spiritual self-abuse. Self-abuse at the spirituality level. Now, I would say in today's day and age, more of us are suffering in that area. We are becoming better in terms of taking care of ourselves physically, emotionally, spiritually. We're still a little bit of in darkness over there. We all are a soul before we are a body. A soul came into this body. If I don't even become aware of that, if I don't even nurture that connection, I am abusing myself spiritually. Now, why does that problem exist? The problem exists because most of us who grow up in a religion, we are taught rituals. We are not taught soul connection. And it's not that people are doing it on purpose. At some point in humanity, we just lost that part of um, way of being. We just went more towards, am I praying 5 times? Am I going to church every Sunday? Am I doing this every Thursday? We got into the rituals. We made them more important than how connected I am feeling with my own soul, how connected I'm feeling with my own light. And on top of that, we all live very busy, distracted lives. And soul connection is about stillness. Even when we are praying or when we are meditating, our mind goes all over the place. There's lack of stillness within us. There's a lack of connection within us. So this abuse come more from a place of we don't even know territory than something we are doing it because we are not even questioning it enough. Do I feel myself? Do I feel my soul? I understand I feel my body, but what is my soul? Who is my soul? When we start asking questions like that, that is when we start to nurture our connection with our soul. And we stop abusing ourselves. We stop depriving ourselves from that sweet, sweet, sweet connection and energy that comes from that connection. And you would only understand it when you will experience it that, oh my God, I was depleted and I had no idea I was depleted. If you feel empty inside of you, that is one of the symptoms. If you feel lost in your life, that is another symptom that you're disconnected from your soul. So how we do that, how do we create that connection? How do we heal that? The easiest way is start sitting with yourself without any phone, without any distraction. You can close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open and just feel your own essence. Feel your own presence. It's going to feel so uncomfortable. You would want to like take out your phone, check something on it. You would want to get up and walk. Like you're going to feel an unease because stillness could be very uncomfortable when we are not used to being still. But just like anything else, we learn a little at a time. And when you get used to just sitting with yourself and just feeling your essence, feeling your whole body, you start to feel a different kind of energization. It's a very different kind of energization that doesn't come from caffeine, doesn't come from food, doesn't even come from exercise. This is something it has a sweetness to it. That is the best way I can explain it. But this is something you will practice it and you would learn it on your own. How does it even feel? So one thing that I'm going to suggest you to work on it is just closing your eyes, relaxing, taking a deep breath, and now see if you can feel your whole body all at the same time. There, your focus is so expanded that you can feel your head and you can feel your feet, you can feel your stomach, your shoulder, your legs, your arms, all at the same time. It's almost like you're a stretched balloon and you can feel it all at the same time. If you just stay in that awareness for like 1 minute or 2 minutes, you're going to start feeling like something is opening within you. And that is the spiritual connection. That is the soul that has been here from day one, still here. When the soul leaves, people are going to bury our body that belongs to the earth, but soul is our true essence. And when you connect with it, and when you feel its presence, you feel full on a very different level. And I'm speaking from experience. Yes, I started with taking care of myself physically, got into coaching, learned all about the emotion and the brain and whatnot. But once I started learning more about the soul and I started working on my soul connection, life just has been a different level of existence, I would say. So these are the three different areas where you can become more honest with yourself and you can start nurturing and healing all the ways that you've been abusing yourself. Just to recap, whenever you feel like someone is mistreating you, sit with yourself and write down, how am I mistreating myself? You might be mistreating yourself just being around that person. You expect yourself to put up with people who are not kind to you. And that is something you will have to heal within you. You cannot heal within them. So when you will start connecting with yourself more emotionally, you're healing the emotional abuse that is going on. It will be easy for you to let go, but let go from a place of love, not from a place of blame, shame, guilt, or judgment, because that is not who we truly are. We are pure love and light. That is our true essence. So I hope this conversation has been enlightening for you and it has opened up new ways that you can nurture yourself. And if you feel like that you are ready to take a deep dive and really heal your relationship with yourself, especially we're coming at the end of this year and into the next year, if you want your next year to be a better version of you, the way you treat yourself and embodying unconditional self-love, I would love to be your guide. You can reach out to me, DM me if you're watching it on YouTube. You can go to aliajamalcoaching.com and you can just book a call there. I'm sending you all so much love and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.